first thing you should touch on the machine is the logbook. And you will physically grab it and take it over to the compliance plate. And the first thing you should say is that the logbook is the correct logbook for the machine by matching up the serial number. You just have to say it matches. Then you'd explain the three main sections. The first main section is safety checks. Then you'd say the second main section is the faults and rectification. Third main section is the service history. You must check it's been serviced in the last 3 months. You must also know the manufacturer's date. If it's longer than 10 years, this one's 2015, so it's less. You would need to point out, if it's older than 10 years, that there's a 10-year overhaul compliance plate there. Once you've explained the operations of the logbook, you must explain that you know the maximum ratings of the machine, including the weight. This machine weighs 7,300 kilo. Its maximum capacity of the basket is 230 kilo. People, tools and equipment must weigh less. Maximum 2 people in the basket. Ignore the plus 70 kilo. 400 newtons maximum push and pull force, whether you're pushing on tools or pulling on cables, etc. Maximum wind speed 12.5 meters per second. That equals 45 kilometers an hour. Maximum 3 degrees angle of incline when you're elevated, and maximum slope of 25% rise divided by the run when you are lowered and retracted. Then you're going to say, I need to read all the warning stickers. So you're going to then observe all the warnings and then follow the machine around to the controls. Come around and read the warning stickers on this side and point out that the maximum height is 13 meters, so you need a high-risk work license with this machine. Now we're going to move from reading the warning stickers to visual inspection. So it's like painting a wall from right to left, top to bottom. And we're going to say we're looking at the weld joints, nuts and bolts. We're looking for bends, twists and cracks. We're looking for leaks coming out of the hydraulic rams. And you work your way down. Say the slew ring is clear and the slew locking pin has been disengaged. You'd look at each wheel as well. Nuts and bolts are okay. Tread's okay. No large chunks. No inflation required. Come over to this wheel. Say nuts and bolts are okay. No large chunks. Tread's okay. No inflation required. We've got hydraulic fluid. You can see the level is present and good enough. Open up battery compartment. We're looking for corrosion and we would top up our fluid levels as required. That's all you need to say. And then close it back up. Work your way down to the floor so there's no hydraulic leaks on the floor. Follow all 4 sides of the machine. Looking for bends, twists and cracks, hydraulic ram leaks, and the jib arm's okay. Pivot pins and pin locks, nuts and bolts are okay. The basket is secure. The floor is secure. There's an operator's manual present in the black box. We've got a crush sensor. Doesn't appear to be broken. And all the controls here are not broken. Say all the same things coming around this side. We're looking for pivot pins, pin locks, nuts and bolts, any leaks, any bends, twists or cracks, pivot pins, more hydraulic rams, the lights not broken, cables and hoses look okay. Work your way down, no rubbish. Open up the battery. Looking for corrosion. We would top up our fluid levels as required. The batteries are secure. Work your way down to the ground. No hydraulic leaks. Nuts and bolts are okay. No large chunks. Tread's okay. No inflation required. Nuts and bolts okay. No large chunks. No inflation required. There's tread. We've got a emergency lowering device in here. You would pull the handle out, stick it in. If it won't go in, turn it around the other way, it'll go in. You've got to inform them how the manual lowering works. It says step 1, turn this dial to the right. Step 2, select which valve you want for whatever movement you do. While holding the valve in, you manually circulate the hydraulics by pumping this handle. If you push the valve in too hard, it won't work. If you push it in too soft, it won't work. It'll be too hard to pump. You've got to find the sweet spot. You shouldn't have to physically do it. You just need to explain the emergency lowering device. But if the assessor wants you to do it, you would do it. Now we've got a counterweight here, signs of damage but no cracks. Same on this side, signs of damage, no cracks. We've got crane lifting points and our steering rams. There's no signs of leaks here, so the steering looks okay, all the pins in place. And come round here, back again. So you'd open up this engine compartment. So here's the tilt sensor. We will test that when it is elevated. It's got a bubble level on the top. The controls are not broken. We will pull the e-stop out here, pull the e-stop out there, and pull the e-stop out on the basket and come back to the ground control. So you'll stick the key in, turn it to orange. It's not charging at the moment, so we can operate it. We've got full battery charge, so we're reading the gauges. Now we're going to have to test the machine in 5-6 logical steps. We've talked about emergency lowering, so 5 more steps. We're going to do full range of motions from the ground, and so you will hold the dead man switch up here, and this red one's only used if someone was to collapse on the e-stop there. This will override the emergency stop in the basket. So you can test the tilt function and test the jib arm. You would test it all the way up. You would test the telescope all the way out. You would test the upper boom arm all the way up. Test the lower boom arm all the way up. And then when you are completely vertical, you can then slew it all the way around so that you are turning towards the street, and then you would come all the way back around and back down when you are finished the ground control inspections. While it is up though, you should test all the safety and warning devices. So we'll start with the tilt sensor. Push it for about 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it takes 4 seconds to go off. That's a lot of tipping if you are tall on a basket on soft ground. So then we can say the tilt sensor works. We have to test other safety and warning devices. So we'll continue to go up and we'll lean on the e-stop. Say the e-stop works. Pull the e-stop back out. Start the dead man switch again. Start going up. Take your hand off the dead man. Say the dead man switch works. Then turn the key off and it won't go up, so the key switch works. And we'll turn the light switch on and off and say the lights work. Now we're going to turn over to we're going to bring it back down and then turn over to green to control it all from the basket. So you're going to be bringing it down all the way down from all the way up there and slew it 180 degrees around. Then we're going to talk about the procedure for hopping in the basket and the basket controls. When you're tilting it, do not smash it into the ground. All right, so